Okay, I just restarted so that everything will be clearer. Okay, so I hope you can hear me now. I'm just going to do some housekeeping by allowing you to rename. If your name is not your name, please rename yourself. I'm going to off the feature in about 1 minute. Okay. Great. Can also see me. Thumbs up. Okay. We are ready to take off. So I hope all of you have boarded the plane. If you're still stuck in the departure zone, please hurry up, take out your passports and come in. The pilot wants to take off already. Yeah. You're supposed to complete the mock paper. Okay, I'm reading your chats. Some of you say you didn't do it. Okay, so soon I'll be unmuting all of you. Maybe we just share for a while. What you've been doing for the last, we haven't met each other for like 3 weeks, I believe. So I've given you enough time to complete the mock paper. That was the whole objective, right? Otherwise, no point turning up to class without doing. So the last time I said, okay, I give you a chance. This time you should have prepared. Okay, thanks. Siddharth said I already finished. Alex said very hard, studying very hard. Good. If you're studying very hard in Sec 1 and Sec 2, then I don't worry about your Sec 3 and Sec 4. Means you are on the right path. Okay. No teacher can help you unless you help yourself. Okay. Okay, so let's jump straight into it since nobody is unmuting. I actually allowed anyone who wants to talk to unmute yourself. Is that correct? Check if you can unmute and say hi. Then I know there's nothing wrong with this. Okay, cool. Somebody is called reconnecting. Please change your name. Otherwise, I'll change for you to something else that you might not like. Okay, change your name. The person who's called reconnecting, change your name. Otherwise, I will change it to something that you might not like it. Okay, that's the way I have to deal with you. Anybody else wants to name yourself after some computer name? Okay, I've changed the person. The person didn't want to change. I've changed the person. You all can notice who's that person now. And guess what name I gave him. Cannot spot him or her, whoever that is. The person was called reconnecting. Now I've changed him already. Yeah, see that, you're right. The person has been changed to class monitor. So he'll be our class monitor for today. Or she will be. Okay, there are a lot of functions that the host can use. Like if I go there, I can report this person, I can put in waiting room, I can even remove the person. So don't play a fool. Okay, you're like in secondary school, so that's why I have to be a bit tougher and stricter with you. In primary school, still okay. You're all a bit childish. You still want to be childish? Yeah, kind of a feeling she's away from computer. Why would she want to log in at 6 o'clock and then move away from the computer? Okay, never mind. He or she will come back to the computer and see that the person's name is not there. A person, her own name is not there. It's okay. Okay, if you can see the shared screen, I'm sure you saw, you can recall. Okay, some of you didn't attend last week, the last time out. It's okay. We didn't cover too much. We just gave everyone an idea of how the mock paper looks like on the platform. It will look like this, okay? So I'm not using a PowerPoint this time. I'm just going to use the shared screen of my own mock paper online so that you all can see how it looks like. Okay. And we covered a little bit of introduction on how the questions get highlighted in yellow, green, and red according to whether it's answered or not answered and so on. So we went through all these questions already. I believe we skipped to nearly like question 7, but actually we have over 44 questions, okay? So let me see. Okay, if you have any question, actually, on the live classes, what's that? The description, right, where you'll see the pop-up on the dashboard to say today you have live class, or on the live classes page, it says send in your questions if you have any that you want me to discuss in the class. But I didn't receive any questions on my WhatsApp, which means I have to re-ask the question again here. Okay, so if you have a particular question, especially those who have finished, okay, like Siddharth and all the others who have finished, if you have a particular question you were stuck in and don't know why the answer is like that, and you think I should go through it, please take some time to go through. You should have written it out to prepare for this class, but if you haven't, never mind. I'll give you 1 minute. You will have a look, and then you just go to the chat and just type out the question number. Okay, doesn't matter. You other students inside will not be able to see because the messages are coming directly to me. Only I can see. Okay. So type out your questions so that I'll consolidate to see if there are repeated questions. Then we know that question is of urgency. We will definitely go through those questions. But otherwise, I will still have to pick and choose, and we can choose together what are the difficult questions we can go through. Okay. Let me give you also a quick brief on what's going to happen in the next few months just before your exams. You know your exams will come sometime in October, at least first week, right? So which means September is your final month. You're already in September. Am I right? So how would you prepare? Okay. You can actually give up studying textbooks and notes already. You can actually try a lot of questions. Firstly, if your science teacher in school is really on the ball, she or he will give you a lot of questions to do, especially your own school's past year paper. If he or she is more on the ball, she will also get for you other schools' past year exam paper. Usually the schools around you, because they form a cluster, then they have some sharing network, they have other school papers, they pass it to you. If not, then you have to be on the ball. You go online and you search, and you'll find other school papers anyway. If not, your parents are on the ball and they will find the papers for you and start printing for you. So can you imagine all the four things that I mentioned are always concentrating back on question paper. Some question from somewhere is past year paper questions. Okay. So this was how people practice. Even when I was schooling, you have to practice papers. But nowadays, you just can get questions just like that by looking at our website, which is 88tuition, because I already signed up for it. And I and my team, we already have picked up all the questions from school papers and put them together in topics, right? You know that in topic map we have. Okay. So later before I end the lesson, I will actually show you for those questions. Okay, practice questions based on topics. Okay. Those who have used the website a lot, you know what I'm talking about. Those who have not, this time you really know how to use the website to make full use of it so that you don't have to start printing papers like what other people are doing. Those who are not in tuition have to print a lot of people, but you can get these kind of questions and practice every day. And the best part is all the answers are recorded, all the points are recorded. It shows how many questions you've attempted, and you are actually climbing up the leaderboard also at the same time. Okay. Okay, shall we start from question 7 if we have not done this, or we have, right? I'm just going through the questions. Okay, let's start from question 8. Okay, we will do as many as we can. Some of you have already sent me your questions, so I'll be including them in my discussion today. Okay, last question, question 6, and so on. I better have a pen with me to write down as well. Okay, meanwhile, you all look at question 8. Those who have done before, just type the answer to me, it's fine. Those who haven't done, just have a quick look because I'll be going through it. Zach actually asked for question 6, which means I have to go back. Okay, Alex is already answered. Anybody else? starch is broken down into glucose, okay? First, you have to understand what the first 6 words are saying. Starch into glucose. Where does the starch come from? Starch is from the food that you eat, okay? Then they tell you where this takes place, in the small intestine. And then they tell you what happens after it breaks down. It's absorbed into the small intestinal walls. Actually, many of you have learned this in digestive system in primary school. However, what is different about secondary school? You just learn a little bit more details, right? Which of the following correctly describes how glucose is transported into the bloodstream? This question, even if I ask my primary 6 kid, he or she will know. Okay. So actually, is it starch or is it glucose? It's really broken down. Okay. So food must be broken down into smaller substances in order for it to be absorbed by the body. Starch is not absorbed. Glucose is. So in order for it to be absorbed, you need first breaking down. Where is it breaking down? In the small intestine. Following which, it must pass through the walls of the intestines, the small intestine, not large. So you got to be clear when you say small or large, into your bloodstream, so that your blood will absorb the nutrient, which is glucose, which is a form of energy. Okay, so you just need to read the 4 options given. They're asking which of the following correctly. Sometimes they can just say incorrectly. So you got to pay attention to this word here, which says correctly. Can you see I highlight for you? Okay, correctly. So we read, there must be 3 wrong statements and 1 correct statement. Glucose is transported in the bloodstream via osmosis. Then the second one says glucose is transported in the bloodstream via osmosis. I'll teach you how to actually quickly read what is the difference between the 4 when the answers are so long, okay? Glucose is transported into the bloodstream via diffusion. I'm just stopping there. You see, you got to notice why is Ali or Dr. Ali stopping here at this word and not following up further, because I just want to know what are the differences between the 4. The first 2 give an indication is osmosis. The last 2 tells you that it's diffusion. Okay. Oh, so this is what is different between secondary school and primary school, because in primary school, we did not include the word diffusion and osmosis at all. Remember? So that's the only difference. So you need to know the meaning of diffusion and osmosis. So what is the meaning of diffusion and osmosis? Please write down here. I'm going to type down also. Okay, all of you look at the chat now. Okay. Diffusion is a process. Okay, it should be something like that. If you have a paper and pen, you please write down this. Osmosis is a process. This is how you start. Once you start, it should flow already the answer based on your knowledge of what you've covered. If you want to unmute and you can verbally tell the whole class, that's fine too. You are actually able to unmute yourself. I did not mute everyone. Travis, you have a whole host of questions to give me, Travis. You should stop now already. Everything I wrote is Travis's question. Nobody else wanted, like, okay, so that'll be like anything above question 40, he wants me to go through. Okay, Travis, I got your message. Okay, so let's complete the blank that I put it up on the chat. Diffusion is a process where anybody wants to type. You can type your answer now. Since you don't want to open your mouth and say, you can just type. Diffusion is a process of transporting material from a region of what concentration? The word higher is not from a higher region of concentration. It's a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Okay, that's diffusion. Osmosis. Okay, if you don't know the difference, then we cannot do the answer. Yeah. Alex says osmosis is water. What do you mean by that? Can you completely tell me the full sentence? Osmosis is a process. Then type for me. Not only